Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're a creator, a digital marketer, or really just someone fascinated by how these massive digital ecosystems work, you've probably felt a pretty dramatic shift happening behind the scenes on YouTube lately. It kind of feels like the ground is shifting beneath our feet, right? Well, today we're unpacking some fascinating source material that basically acts as a masterclass on YouTube's massive algorithmic evolution. We're going to decode exactly how the system is changing and, more importantly, what it means for the future of getting your content seen. So grab a coffee, lock in your focus, and let's decode the matrix together. Now, hearing that views, watch time, and subscriber counts suddenly don't matter is probably enough to induce a little bit of panic. For years, we've been told those metrics were the absolute holy grail of the platform. But the source material makes a really profound point here. YouTube isn't broken, and it definitely isn't ignoring these metrics out of spite. The system is simply evolving. Those traditional metrics are taking a back seat because a completely new, infinitely smarter system is taking the wheel. There is a massive knowledge gap right now between what creators think YouTube wants and what it actually wants. So our goal with this explainer is to dig into the sources and completely close that gap. So let's look at how we actually got here. Back in 2012, we were firmly in the keyword era. You'd stuff your title and description with tags, and the algorithm said, "Great, I know what this is." Fast forward to 2023, and we entered the interest era, which was all about matching broad topics to what people engaged with. But 2024, that marked the end of those old guessing games. The roadmap laid out in our source material points to a massive turning point, projected for January 2026, with the YouTube CEO emphasizing heavily AI-powered recommendations. We are officially entering what we're calling the semantic era. But to understand why this new era is such a game changer, we first have to understand the flaws of the past. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The old guessing game. Under the old system, whenever you uploaded a brand new piece of content, it was assigned a random ID code. As the source material hilariously points out, this old code was completely meaningless. Kind of like a random X partner. It literally just told YouTube servers, hey, a file exists. The algorithm had absolutely no idea if the content was about baking a cake, sports commentary, or breaking news. It was completely blind. Contrast that with the new system, which uses AI-driven semantic IDs that actually understand the deep context of the content from the very moment you hit upload. Because that old system was completely blind, it had to rely on this terrifying trial and error method based entirely on human reaction data. It would start with step 1, testing your content on a tiny group of maybe 10 users. If they clicked and watched, it moved to step 2, pushing to maybe 100 users. It wasn't until step 3, reaching about 10,000 users, that the algorithm finally had enough data to be trained on what your content was actually about. The devastating problem here, if you were a new creator with literally zero audience, your content would almost always die before ever reaching step 2. The algorithm was just too scared to guess who to show it to, so it just stopped trying. Which brings us to section 2. The semantic era begins. This shift is absolutely massive. It's powered by YouTube engineers deploying an incredibly advanced system known as the Large Recommender Model, or LRM, which is powered by Gemini. This AI system doesn't just look at your title or your tags anymore, it actively watches the content. It tokenizes every single frame, it listens to your audio cues, it analyzes your editing, your pacing, the whole shebang. It knows exactly what you are saying and showing frame by frame. The guessing game is officially dead, guys. The AI understands your content immediately, natively, and deeply. So how exactly does this AI talk to the database? Let's move to section 3, decoding the semantic ID. Think of a semantic ID like a customized license plate on your car, where every single number and letter means something highly specific. The source material explains this perfectly, kind of like building sandwich layers. Let's say you upload a music track. Step 1, the AI recognizes the core category is music, so it gives it a base code of 3. Step 2, it hears the language is Hindi, adding a 1. Step 3, it analyzes the audio tone and pacing, realizing it's a sad song, adding a 7. Finally, it recognizes the specific vocal signature of the artist, say Arijit Singh, adding a 9. Boom. Your semantic ID is 3179. It maps exact, nuanced details flawlessly. Now we know how the content is categorized, but who is it actually shown to? Let's pivot to section 4, watch history clusters. Enter the concept of watch history clusters. I really want you to burn this term into your memory. This is basically a viewer's virtual mood club. Instead of just tracking what broad, surface-level topics you click on, the algorithm now builds a psychographic profile based on your deep psychological interests. It tracks what formats you like, what pacing you prefer, what your underlying mood is at 2 p.m. versus 10 p.m. It is no longer about generic niches, it is about matching the exact psychological state of the individual viewer. To really put this into perspective, this source material shares this brilliant story about a viewer named Arjun. Under the old niche view, if Arjun watched a tutorial on baking a cake, and then right after watched one on repairing an automotive engine, the old algorithm would be incredibly confused. It would put him in a baking box and an auto box and literally never connect the two. But the new cluster view looks way deeper. It analyzes those subjects and realizes, wait a minute, both of these feature highly technical, precise step-by-step assembly. Arjun doesn't just like cars and cakes. Arjun has a deep psychological interest in technical DIY assembly. So, if you upload a highly technical guide about building a custom mechanical keyboard, the AI knows Arjun will probably love it, even if he's never once searched for a keyboard tutorial before.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is Section 5, How Creators Must Adapt.
Based on all this, here is your new operating manual. First up, you need absolute visual and audio clarity in your first 30 seconds. If you're talking about camera gear, you better be showing camera gear immediately. The AI is analyzing those early frames super heavily. Second, just speak your keywords naturally. The AI is reading your transcripts. It literally hears you. Third, and honestly this is a big one, prioritize high visual coherence over what the source calls AI slop. If you just slap together generic, mass-produced stock footage, the AI will instantly categorize you as spam because it recognizes that exact footage from thousands of other low-quality channels. Be original. And finally, maintain strict topic consistency. Don't mislead people with your thumbnail. The AI knows what's actually in the file, and misdirection will absolutely kill your distribution.
And that sets us up for our finale. Section 6, the ultimate success metric.
It's vital to remember that semantic IDs are ultimately just a tool. Specifically, they solve the distribution problem. Under the old system, starting with 0 views meant you were basically stranded on a deserted island. Now, because the AI effortlessly understands your exact license plate, it can effortlessly find the exact right watch history cluster for it. It will deliver your content to the right audience, even if you start with 0 views and 0 subscribers. The AI handles the door. But you can never forget this absolute truth from the source material. The algorithm gets you through the door, but your retention keeps you in the room. The AI can find the literal perfect viewer for you, but if your pacing is boring, if your storytelling falls flat, if there's 0 human satisfaction, that viewer is going to click away. Human satisfaction and returning viewers are the absolute only things that will keep you alive in the long run. The algorithm has evolved, sure, but human psychology hasn't. So, are you ready to stop fighting the algorithm and start mastering human retention? Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.